Hey everyone, it's 10 Types, and today I was scrolling through Book, which is a website which has Japanese Pokemon TCG stuff. I was gonna say it has tournament results, which it does, and deck lists, and honestly does a lot of stuff. The website is all in Japanese. I've translated it, so you'll see some stuff. Some of the stuff's translated right, some of it is not. Yeah, I guess this looks right, but I imagine some of it's definitely going to be wrong. Regardless, today we're taking a look at a bunch of expanded lists. I recently looked, or I don't know, I semi recently looked at expanded stuff. I mean, expanded stuff just doesn't happen that often. The most recent expanded tournament, oh, it was like over a month ago now. Okay, so yeah, really excited to take a look at it. This is within the new some of these are in the Glory Team Rocket format. Some of them are in the black and white stuff, with the new black and white or sets, Black Bolt and White Flare, which introduced some new cards. Not sure if there's going to be anything crazy new here, but this expand stuff, it's mostly new. Also, not going to spend too long on each individual deck. Notably, Regidraco is like really good. At some point, tell me down below in the comments if you want me to make like a tier list or top 10 list of the expanded decks. I honestly won't be able to do an amazing job because, well, don't play expanded. I played some live expanded. Certainly, I do that. But I don't do this format really because you can't play it on live, and I don't know anyone who plays it. It also doesn't look that fun, but there are some interesting things here. The first deck we are talking about that is Rigid Draco V-Star. I'm going to give a quick overview of this deck. I'm not going to give too much of an overview of decks that people are somewhat familiar with, because there's a lot of decks here. I think I have not scrolled through everything. I might do a two-parter here. We'll see. But Richard Draco V-Star has the attack Apex Dragon, allowing you to copy an attack from a dragon Pokemon in your discard pile and use it as this attack. Of course, you have Dragapult EX, which has, does 200 and then does 6 spread to the bench, where of your choosing. Then you also have some other Pokemon you have, Hisuian Goodra V-Star, where you take less damage. Norvern EX to item lock or special energy lock. You have the Salamence EX to do big damage, one shot most things, I think almost everything that's played. And then also you have a spread-based attack. You have Dialga GX, which has a GX attack, which are once per game attacks, and it lets you take an extra turn, which is kind of crazy. And then there's this Dragonite. I actually don't know what this Dragonite is, so I clicked on this and I don't know what it is. Oh, it's in Japanese, so it won't show up. This Dragonite it's this item lock one. Okay, so this item locks. This actually seems like kind of weird to me because Noivern GX also item locks. It does less damage, so I guess more damage is nice. But yeah, definitely interesting there. And then you also have some different Pokemon you can play in it. I will mention, I'll quickly talk about the support Pokemon in Expanded. So you have Dedenne GX, Tapu Lele GX, and Crobat V, which all have on-play abilities from hand, I'll specify, so don't play them with Nest Ball. And when you play them, assuming you're not ability locked, which something like Garbodor or Wobbuffet would ability lock Path to the Peak as well, which we see here, the Stadium card. But assuming you're not ability locked, then they trigger their abilities. Tapu Lele GX is the same as Lumineon V, searching for a supporter from your deck. Then you have Dedenne GX, which discards your hand and draws 6 new cards. It's Swakability EX, but you can use it whatever. It's like super good. You can only use one of each of those abilities per turn. Actually, I don't know about Tapu Lele. You might be able to use a bunch of Tapu Leles in a turn, but like, why do you do that, right? But yeah, looks like you can. But then also Crobat V, you draw till you have 6 cards in hand. So kind of like Dedenne GX, and you have these for explosive draw. Also some other cards. Quick Ball, it's like Ultra Ball, but you discard 1, get a basic. And of course Ultra Ball, discard 2, get any Pokemon. Battle Compressor, this item here, you search your deck for 3 cards and put them into the discard. Really fun, interesting card. Combos, obviously the Regidraco V-Star to get stuff in the discard pile. You have the item card Versus Seeker. Versus Seeker is a card which it's an item that you play and then you get a supporter from your discard into your hand. Really good. Allows you to play, all the supporters in this deck are one-ofs. So that's really cool. And most decks play mostly one-of supporters in Expanded because this card's so good, but also it means items are more important and that creates some interesting situations. Then we also have, let's see what cards are meaningful. I guess Path to Peak itself it's an ability lock card, which I said, as well as Garbodor. They're both ability lock cards, and they're pretty nasty and pretty strong. Then we have Guzma's like boss, but use Guzma's Prime Catcher on a supporter. Field Blower is like Tool Scrapper, which is getting reprinted, but it's discarding 2 cards, 2 tools slash stadiums up to, I guess. Um, and Floatstone. Floatstone is a big card. Four copies definitely surprises me. This doesn't play any copies. Okay, I don't actually. Oh no, never mind. There's 4 copies for Garbodor, I guess. But regardless, you have Floatstone, which gives you free retreat when attached, which is better than Air Balloon. So we see a better Air Balloon and a better Tool Scrapper, which is kind of funny because they're both getting reprinted in the next set, the weaker versions. But yeah, a lot of interesting things there. Obviously, expanded format, it's a whole nother format. So if you're not familiar, that probably is a little overwhelming, but just want to get some of the basics down and maybe give you a refresher if you haven't seen them in a while as well. Then this next list, nothing too crazy, I guess. I mean, Megaton Blower as the ace spec's interesting. Special Energy is really good. Oh, I forgot Double Dragon Energy. That's important. Double Dragon Energy is exactly what it sounds like. It's 2 energy for a Dragon type Pokemon. It's not Dragon Energy because, well, that's not a thing, but it's like any type of energy on Dragon Pokemon. It's really good. I've definitely heard people say that it should be banned, and maybe honestly, it's so strong. Regidrago also is like by far the best deck in Expanded. I looked at the expanded tournament, and in that tournament you can just take a look here and look at the metagame. In the top 16, 13 of the decks were Regidrago, and the top 4 were all Regidrago, and I mean, yeah, it's really really good. And then you have some interesting cards. Not going to go over too many more cards here, but some cool things. Then this one plays, you got Koraidon EX, a fun little card there, I guess. Probably gonna mostly scroll through these, and I'll say something if any of these catch my eye, but otherwise just gonna kind of, I'll talk about Pokemon Ranger here, I guess. Oh, actually there is, Giratina. I was going to mention Giratina EX, but whatever. But you have the supporter card Pokemon Ranger. This is actually kind of a weird supporter that sometimes I honestly get confused about exactly what it does, but generally what it does is it disables effects of attacks on you and your Pokemon. So this will stop. Notably, one thing it stops is item lock, which is really interesting, creating interesting dynamics with item lock cards and Versus Seeker and Pokemon Ranger, causing you to use items preemptively to put yourself in a more vulnerable position to like hand disruption and stuff, but allows you to be generally safer from item lock. And it does various different things. There's a Pokemon Arceus and Dalian Palkia GX, and Pokemon Ranger is a true counter to that card as well. And then again, nothing super. I mean, it's kind of interesting, kind of crazy, but for expanded, it's not that crazy. We have different disruption cards because disruptions are really strong and expanded, which is definitely something that I think is not great. The format is really disruption heavy right now. Oh, we do see a one random thing, which I'm gonna make a video on this soon, which is Mega Pokemon. But if you're not familiar with what they look like in expanded, or no, the ones that are in expanded, I guess they're the only ones. They have text of words. I don't know what this says, but it says something. And it's in Japanese, the English card, but on the Japanese card, it's in English, which is like kind of funny. Oh, I guess it's the name of the attack, so you got that, which is kind of cool. But regardless, it's funny seeing it here in like a different language. So then we have Badoo as well. Badoo's still pretty good. Oh, Execute. Execute's a card I also really want to talk about. I'm kind of getting caught up on more nuanced stuff. Execute's so fun. It's a card with an ability that if it's in your discard pile, you can just put it back into your hand. I think it says once per turn. I honestly don't remember, and it doesn't matter because you can use it as often as you want. Because when it goes from your discard pile to your hand, it resets. So like it doesn't matter, which is kind of silly. But regardless, you can just use that. It means that your quick balls don't discard anything if you don't want them to, but they can. It means your ultra balls can just discard 1 card. It's really, really, really good. Again, not going to go over everything in these decks. Obviously, Gardenia's Vigor, and lots of weird, cool cards. Including Karen as well, a lot of recovery. But now we're moving on to another deck, which is a Lugia V-Star. If you're not familiar with Lugia V-Star, this is from the same set as well, which is kind of funny. Silver Tempest is kind of a crazy set. It's a really interesting set. You have some crazy high-powered cards when set up with the right combos. Lugia V-Star with Archeops is one of those. Lugia V-Star has this V-Star power. Oh, I didn't mention the V-Star power is, there's a V-Star power in Regidrago V-Star, but it's fine. I mean, it's certainly good and meaningful to the deck, but it's not like the defining factor. But Lugia V-Star's V-Star power is the defining factor, putting 2 colors Pokemon without I believe without a rule box from your discard pile onto your bench, which is Archeops. Archeops is a Pokemon that it evolves in fossils, so people don't really play it normally, though they do play it a little bit normally, as we'll see, I think. But then Archeops searches your deck for 2 special energies and attach them to one of your Pokemon. Random thing, another rant. This is a rant about live, and I don't really know what happens, but if I sometimes test against the AI in the game, and they don't they cheat. I mean, they just attach the energy to different Pokemon, which is not what the card does. Archeops is a card that attaches it to it says search your deck for 2 special energy cards and attach them to one of your Pokemon, not 2 of your Pokemon, or not in any way you like, to one of them, regardless. It's really strong. You can power up. You can use powerful colorless energy, which increases damage, which is just good for colorless Pokemon. Double colorless energy, which is, well, 2 colorless energy, and then double dragon energy, which we were just talking about. You have some different Pokemon here. Magneto and Guzzler just takes prizes, which is kind of funny. It does GX attack, which is once per game. Then you have Giratina and Garchomp, which just removes their opponent's Pokemon from play, which is kind of crazy. And then we have Kyurem, which kind of destroys your opponent, just a lot of spread damage. And you have Garchomp V, which does very strong snipe damage. And then also I will mention we got the supporter Wally. Wally was actually banned at one point. It's not banned anymore due to certain rule changes, though it's still pretty good. And it's a supporter that allows you to search your deck for a Pokemon that evolves from one of your Pokemon and just evolve it. It can be done turn 1. It's like Salvatore, except it's better without the restriction. Salvatore is a nerfed version of Wally. I will also mention a couple more cards. They might have appeared earlier. I don't know. But we have Special Charge, which recovers special energy, which is just really good. Honestly, it's a card I kind of wish we had back in the game because special energy are kind of whatever in standard, and they're just not reliable, which is their big issue. And then you have the item card Trainer's Mail, which is kind of like Pokegear, but for any type of trainer, but looking at less cards. And we also have the item card Vestige Stretcher, which it's not really like Night Stretcher, though it kind of is, but you can put a Pokemon from your hand, from your discard pile into your hand, or 3 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck, so pretty cool there. Then we have, I guess now it's time. It's expanded time, so fitting as much expanded trivia as I can right now. Professor Sycamore, Professor Juniper, I don't know if we've seen that. Haven't been paying too close attention. And Professor's Research, though. They're all functionally the same. Also, same thing for Lysander and Boss's Orders, but people play Guzma instead. But those 3 Professor's cards, which don't have the same name, you cannot put them in the same deck together. This is... I don't know why. I mean, it's kind of like they're errata, but they're not actually errata. So is it to stop them from being too good? I don't know. I mean, they're certainly good cards, but if you could play like 5 copies, would that really be broken? Probably not expanded. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think people would really do that. But regardless, you can't do that. That's a rule, and it's kind of random, but it's a thing. And then we have more Lugia, and we got Aurora Energy, which is energy of any type, so you have more diversity in attackers, I guess. All the attackers are still Dragon, though. There's a lot of interesting special energy that, we could go over or not. Here we go. We have a bit more of an interesting deck here, in my opinion. This has Prism Energy, which is being reprinted, and Rainbow Energy, which are like the same as Aurora Energy, to be honest. But we see a wide variety of attacking Pokemon, including some that you see in Terra Box. We have a copying Pokemon. We have an A-Spec blocking Pokemon. We have another copying Pokemon of your own Pokemon. We have a lot of different things here. So there's a lot of really cool things you can do with Lugia V-Star. Despite being a deck that honestly was, I don't know, I mean, when it first came out, it was kind of crazy, but for a while, it was kind of tame, to be honest. But and expanded, it can be really crazy, or it can be kind of boring, honestly, with the dragon stuff as well. And we see more locking cards as well. There's a lot of disruption and a lot of annoying stuff. Silent Lab is also ability lock. Oh, here we go. This is a closer deck, though, to Lugia when it first came out. I do want to mention the Pokemon Yveltal Amazing Rare, or Yveltal is its name, and what it does is it just instantly knocks out your opponent's active. It is really expensive. It's Fire, Psychic, Darkness, Colorless, but you can just use Archeops. You can use 2 Archeopses and just get the energy on. It's kind of crazy. And I guess more Lugia. Lugia is also really good in the format, apparently. But not quite as good as Richie Draco. Then we have everyone's favorite deck, Iron Thorns EX with Archeops. Yeah, what? Archeops is back, and we got Double Dragon Energy Archeops. Yeah, Double Dragon Energy is kind of crazy. Iron Thorn GX is a disruptive Pokemon. Also, I want to say one of the decks plays Lugia V-Star with Iron Thorn GX, which is like the craziest combo we've ever seen. Because Iron Thorn GX, when it was first printed, is like the ultimate Lugia V-Star counter, and it shuts down your own Lugia V-Star, which is kind of funny. But regardless, you don't do that when you're, trying to use Lugia. You get our capsules into play. There's the Stadium. I think it's like Fossil Research Lab. Maybe it's Pokemon Research Lab. I honestly don't remember the name and don't really care to be honest. But it's actually banned in GLC. Random fun fact, I guess. But yeah, this card it allows you to put your stage one fossils onto your bench, and then it gets your Archeops. It's kind of like Lugia V Star. I guess it's a little different. Obviously, it's a little slower, but you have more disruption. You have yeah, honestly, it's mostly just more disruption. We also see the supporter Guzman Hala, which I don't know if we've seen before. The Guzman Hala is a really good supporter um, in formats with good special energy. Like expanded, you discard you discard two cards from your hand. You get a Stadium, a special energy, and a tool. You can get the Stadium without discarding, but that's not amazing to just get the Stadium. But it's a really cool card. We also see Force Seal Stone. This uses your V-Star power. It's once per game because it's your V-Star power, but it lets you search for any card. It's pretty cool. Overall, a lot of really interesting things in Expanded for people who aren't as familiar with it. But then we do have um, some other decks. We got a Luxray EX Luxio deck, which can like item lock and disrupt and stuff. Kind of cool stuff. Lightning has pretty good support, honestly. Team Rocket's Zapdos. What does that do? I am not familiar with this card. Like, what's it do? It does. Oh, it disrupts their energy, I guess. It also does more for Team Rocket's energy. That's what I knew it did. But anyways, that's here, which is interesting. I guess you got pretty solid disruption here. And most decks are mostly just disruption, with some cool box aspects as well. It's a really unique format, I guess. Is it a good format? I don't know, but it sure is a format. Also, oh, this is kind of funny. We got Lily's Clefairy EX. Of course, its attack does damage based on bench Pokemon. It's actually the same attack as the Suicune V, and Entei V and Raikou V, which are in this deck. But I mentioned this in a video. I made actually a video kind of around this, but there's the trio, the Legendary Beast trio or something, and Liz Clefairy is apparently in that trio. It's the fourth Pokemon in that trio, which is kind of weird. But anyways, most of these decks are honestly like kind of boring. I mean, you have some like fun energy stuff going on, which is actually pretty cool. But the other stuff is just mostly a lot of control, which is, there's intricacy and depth within this. It's not super boring, but it's not what a lot of people are interested in seeing in something like this. It's not leading to those highlight reel moments. But you have the next deck, which is Miraidon EX, or I guess it's Miraidon EX, which is the Lightning deck. And I'm going to talk about the crazy lightning stuff in the format. You have Miraidon EX for searching lightning Pokemon. Then you have the Pokemon, which is, so you have Electric Generator, you have Max Elixir, which is kind of like Electric Generator, and you have Tapu Koko Prism Star. Tapu Koko Prism Star accelerates 2 lightning energy to your board. It lost zones itself, but then you put one on 2 different Pokemon. And then you also have the Stadium card. Prism Stars, by the way, are like you can have 1 copy of each Prism Star if you want. Then Thunder Mountain Prism Star decreases your attack cost by 1 lightning. And then we have Vikevol V, which is a really strong item locking Pokemon. Or it's pretty strong. I mean, it doesn't compared to Badoo, it's stronger. In general, like its stats are just better, except for its attack cost, of course, and retreat cost. But attack cost is a bigger deal here, which is 2, but you can power it up relatively easily. 0 or GX gives you free retreat, though you also do have Floatstone and Guzma and Recovery. And then you have Iron Thorns, Iron Hands, stuff like that, good Pokemon. Oh, and you have Electro Power as well. Electro Power is an item card which increases damage from lightning Pokemon by 30, which is really good. It's not a tool, it's an item. You can just play a bunch down and take really strong knockouts. Overall, lightning's a pretty cool type. A lot of things going on with it. Oh, and now we see one of my favorite cards in Expand as well, I guess, which is Skyfield, increasing your bench to 8, and you don't need a Terra. It's cool. It's not as cool now that there's Area Zero Under Depths in play, or in Standard, which people play. So it's not like as crazy of a concept, but Area Zero Under Depths does create some fun moments as well. Okay, random thing. What is this supporter? I have literally no idea what this card is. So if someone knows, yeah, they could you tell me? I can't tell what it is at all. And yeah, that did not make it bigger. So you comment down below and comment the timestamp because I'm definitely gonna forget that I asked this. Thank you if you can do that. But regardless, then we have the next deck, Mew VMAX. This deck, oh, it plays Badoo. Yeah, so Mew VMAX, if you're not familiar, this deck is really strong. At least it was really strong in standard, and it's pretty good in expanded too. UV Max copies Genesect V's attack, and you do 210. You have some versatility within that, but mostly you're going to be copying that attack to do 210. And then you can actually do more than 210. You can use double colorless, and then you use Power Tablet, which is like Electro Power, which is also like another card. It's like a something fighting power. That's Premium Power Pro, but that is coming back, which is actually really interesting for fighting Pokemon. You just get a bunch of Pokemon down, you draw lots of cards using Genesect V's ability, which is like Crobat V's ability, which I mentioned earlier, except you can use it like every turn. And yeah, this deck just kind of insane, but also VMAX's damage is just fine, but the deck is still very strong. Then we have Upright and Dark Ride GX or Dark Box. Wait, is this Dark Box? It's not really Dark Box. Regardless, this deck you have. Oh, you just get a bunch of Darkness Energy on the board. Wait, what is this deck? Okay, I'm not actually sure. Oh, okay. Wait, no. Okay. Yeah, no, I figured it out. So this is a deck where you use Weavile GX, which is kind of like Armor Moves. It moves Darkness Energy around. You have some various different Darkness Pokemon and something get energy on the board and stuff. And then you have Trap Ghost EX, which is a Terra. This is the first deck in Expanded, I think, that I've seen using Glass Trumpet. You get a bunch of Darkness Energy on board, and you use I'm going to Dark Red GX, which has a really strong GX attack, and yeah, that's what you do. Honestly, I don't know exactly how good this deck is. Also, it plays Eveltal, a different one. This one, I believe, Walls EXs. Does it do something else? Oh, no, it does not. Oh, if it's in the active, tool cards have no effect. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting for different things. Oh, and it snipes EXs, so that's kind of neat as like a control card. I've not seen that before. Then we have Saw Blaze EX. This is Sacrilege. Not too much to break down here. You have lots of ways to get energy into discard faster though as well. And Assault Vest, what does that do? I am not actually familiar with that. I cannot spell. There we go. Oh, this just decreases damage. That's kind of boring. But yeah, you just get lots of energy in discard. There's a lot of ways to discard fire energy. Also, there's Lysander Prism Star. Oh, and there's Salvatore. Wait, why is this list play Salvatore? I've not seen that in expanding because Wally's objectively stronger, but in this deck it's the same, I guess. But regardless, you have you know you're just attacking. It's like Sarah Legend standard except like faster. Turn one going. Oh, this plays both. Anyways, maybe there's some reason to do that, but it seems kind of weird. Regardless, you have Radiant Greninja and Heat Factory Prism Star and Battle Compressor and Fiery Flint and yeah, you can just discard stuff faster. Ultra Ball and Quick Ball as well. Squawk Billy X and GX. And then you also have Lysander Prism Star for some fun stuff, which synergizes with the deck. Wait, what's Lysander Prism Star exactly do? I think it's like kind of crazy in this deck. Yeah, for each fire. Oh no, for each of your fire Pokemon in play, put a card from your opponent's discard pile into their lost zone. So disruptive there can be like pretty solid. Overall, oh, and there's also Fiery Torch or something, which is like more discard. There's a lot of fire discard synergy in Expanded. It's kind of crazy. And you can just get like so much in the discard so quickly. It's kind of funny. Then we have Gardevoir EX here. Oh, this is really interesting. There's 3 different Gardevoirs here. And so we have Gardevoir EX with its ability to, of course, accelerate a bunch of energy in play. Oh, actually, this evolution line is pretty funny. And then you have the single prize Gardevoir, which has its ability to draw, and it's like a strong attacker. Then you have the other single prize Gardevoir, which doubles all your psychic energy, which is really fun. We see Pheasantipity as one of your attack Pokemon. I have not seen that card that much. It's a cool card, though. Then you have the Curlia to draw. You also have the other Curlia to go ahead and get your other Curlias into play, and then you have some Pokemon which I imagine you're familiar with somewhat. They just kind of it's Gardevoir stuff, right? Gardevoir, you do damage based on energy or damage. You can choose to lean to one or the other. Also, what Sky Seal Stone? I've not seen that card in a while. It actually increases. What's it say? It's like pretty niche, but it's pretty good. In the meta, Sky Seal Stone, it's a V-Star power on an ability, kind of like Force Seal Stone. And then this turn, if your opponent's active Pokemon V-Star or V-Max is knocked out by damage from a basic Pokemon V, you take an extra prize, which is obviously good against the V-Stars, which are really good in the game. Gardevoir, Mash my voice. You have, Gardevoir stuff to do some different attacking Pokemon. What is that Swoobat? I've not seen that card before, but let's see what that one does. Is it which Swoobat? It's this Swoobat. So wow. Okay. It's a mill card. So for each Psychic Energy attached to it, discard the top card of your opponent's deck. And theoretically, you can mill 28 with this. What? This is crazy. Okay, this deck's actually really fun. This one's probably making it in the thumbnail. But yeah, you have more. You have the like Fezandipity, which is not used in standard. You have Zacian, which is it's a solid attacking Pokemon. Um, yeah, I mean you still have like Liz Clefairy EX, and I've got the three different Ralts. Um, and yeah, this is where I'm going to end it in this video. Going to do a second one, part two. But overall, yeah, Expanded is actually a pretty fun format to look at. Honestly, I don't know if it's so fun to play, but it's fun to look at. But tell me down below if there are certain decks you want me to cover more in depth, or if you want me to play them on video in some form. I don't know. Maybe we'll do that on PCG Sim or something. But I hope you enjoyed. Consider liking, subscribing, hitting the bell, all that good stuff. And as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.